Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from beautiful San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. I hope you all are as excited as I am. Do you notice I'm excited every day? And I start my day hoping that you are as excited as I am. Really is my intention that one day it hits you, that you get to be the author of the book of your life and you get to write a chapter a day. And today you get to write another chapter. So I'm going to give you, I'm doing these little, what I call the baby nuggets series. I go very deep most of the time. And yet I realized I haven't given anybody the little baby nuggets, stuff that I teach my kids that I just take for granted because I've been so focused on personal growth and personal development for so many decades that there are simple little nuggets that created the foundation for a powerful experience in life that are easily forsaken and many people just don't think about anymore. So I'm going to tell you today how to magically handle difficult people. How to magically, because it's just like magic. You're like, how do you magically handle difficult people? How do you handle difficult people in such a way that the outcome is almost supernatural? It's remarkable how simple it is. And I'm going to use today the context of a real estate transaction or real estate relationships that get weird, and you can apply it to whatever industry you are in because it will apply the same way. The first is I always begin with a principle, a universal, spiritual, biblical principle, because principles operate whether you believe in them or not. Laws are real whether you believe in them or not. And so the sooner you recognize that they can either work for you or against you, the better off you're going to be. So I hide these little nuggets of biblical wisdom in each of my videos, and hopefully you're wise enough to pull them out, extract them, and put them into practice in your life. So this morning comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 1, that says this: a gentle answer turns away wrath. A gentle answer turns away wrath. So in the real estate business, there's a fascinating reality with probably 90% of the market, in any given market, anywhere in the world, where I'm going to try to be respectful. I call them triple syllable folks. I call them realtors, because they have to earn the professional right to become a realtor and have two syllables. If they operate unprofessionally, if they operate unethically, if they operate sloppy, if they do half work, or if they just do not care about their clients as much as they care about themselves, that's a realtor. There's a lot of them out there because the bar you have to jump over to get into our industry is set very low. That's why typically in any given market, the top 20% do 80% of the business, leaving about 80% scraping for what's left over. And many times realtors can be in a situation where there is an incredibly aggressive realtor on the other side of a transaction. Because, oh, by the way, if real estate was easy, everybody'd be a realtor and everybody'd be making millions of dollars. Real estate is not easy. It is extremely difficult, full of complications throughout the entire process that require astute problem-solving skills and a high level of professional self-discipline in communication. So here's the problem with most realtors, the triple syllable folks. Most realtors have one mask that they wear for their clients and one mask that they wear when dealing with other realtors. The mask with their client is, oh yes, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, absolutely. Oh, that's wonderful. We'll do everything we can to make that happen. Then they call the other realtor and they're like, you better do it. Get it. I don't care what you think. How long have you been? It happens all day, every day in the real estate world. Behind the scenes, it's just the way that it is. So you see, when you choose to be a professional and have two syllables and be a realtor, then you realize that you have a professional fiduciary responsibility and obligation to operate at a very high level of self-discipline and communication maturity, where you choose your response even if a situation is upsetting to you, because that's what your clients expect. Many realtors do a disservice to their clients because of the way they behave with other clients. And then other realtors don't want to work with them anymore. Their buyers lose out on multiple offer transactions because they know them to be a tool who is uncool, who acts like a fool. Does that make sense? So How do you magically handle difficult people? I'm going to share with you the dialogue that I developed about 18 years ago when I found that it was the norm and not the exception when there were realtors on the other line who would get angry, upset, or yell, or be ugly, or be disrespectful to me in a transaction. I will tell you, the average person would fight back. The average person would say, who are you to talk to me? Don't you dare. And it happens all day, every day in the real estate business. If you are a thermometer reacting to what's going on around you versus being a thermostat, setting the tone in the atmosphere and choosing your response professionally. And here's what would happen. A crazy realtor would call, have a conversation, be ugly, get crazy. Most of the time it's because they're not doing much business and a repair amendment or a challenge to the transaction means they're not going to get paid. Maybe they haven't been paid in 6 to 8 months. Maybe they've already spent the money for that transaction. Maybe everything that they were relying on to keep the water and lights on is built into that one transaction, so they're operating out of scarcity and fear, and they freak out and get ugly and mad and crazy. Here's what I would say. If y'all are ready for this, be ready for this. This is what you're going to want to listen to. Billy Bob, it sounds to me like there's a lot more going on in your world right now than this repair amendment. You know, whenever I talk to my colleagues in the middle of a transaction, I like to pretend that I'm on a conference call and that your clients are listening, my clients are listening, and the Texas Real Estate Commission attorney is listening. You see, and I want to be proud of every call that we have with one another, and at this point, I'm not feeling good about this call. Would it be better for you if we let things cool down and I call you later so that we can serve our clients with excellence? Would that be okay for you? Proverbs 15:1, a gentle answer turns away wrath. When you respond versus react, professionally versus unprofessionally, like a professional versus an emotional basket case, and you choose to not take an offense with how they are behaving, recognizing that the other party's issues are their issues and really have nothing to do with you, that gentle answer typically, and I will tell you, for me, 100% of the time, it changes the entire conversation because they are not used to others responding to them that way. Now, I'm not talking about letting somebody walk all over you. I'm talking about you having the wisdom and the self-discipline to exercise professional restraint so that you can keep your creative juices flowing. Do you know when you get angry, bent out of shape, and your panties in a bunch, you lose your ability to creatively problem solve? It just shuts down because your emotions get wrapped up in anger. Now, what good are you for your clients? What good are you for your team? What good are you for your colleagues? No good at all, because you've shut that part of your mind down because of getting furious or angry or being reactionary. Now, this is simple. It's not easy. It's simple. It's not easy, but that's one way that has worked consistently for me that can work for you, and I'll wrap it up saying it one more time. Proverbs 15 verse 1 says, a gentle answer turns away wrath. It really does take two to tango. It really does take two to fight. And a gentle answer doesn't give any wood to the person who's on fire for it to grow any higher. It's water. I'll give you the script one more time. You ready for it? Here it is. Billy Bob, it sounds like there's an awful lot more going on in your world right now than just this part of this transaction. You know, when I talk to other realtors in a transaction, I like to pretend that we're on a conference call and that your clients are listening, my clients are listening, and the Texas Real Estate Commission attorney is listening. And I really want to be proud of the calls that I have. And at this point, I'm not feeling good about this call at all. Would it be better for you if things cooled down a little bit and we talk later so that we can both be proud of this conversation? You see, that gentle answer shuts them down because they don't know how to respond. Because you know what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Something is going on in their world that has them all jacked up, and it's usually scarcity. Usually they're not doing a lot of business. Usually they're super counting on the money. They get in fear mode when they think the transaction is going to fall apart, or when it's not easy, or when it gets difficult, and it worries them. They freak out, they stress out, and they take it out on you. You, my friend, don't have to be the thermometer that rises or falls based on them. You can be the thermostat and keep it in control. How do you handle difficult people? A gentle answer turns away wrath. Have a great day, guys.